Hi, crafty friends. Mary here. I am back with another card share for Sew in Love February, a series hosted by Anna Wight. I have a card and a tag with the same set of stamps. This is a set of stamps that I got from eBay. I just fell in love with these cute bunny stamps. I want to say they're quilted because they have this little, like a patchwork quilt in their bodies, and they're just so cute. Not my normal type of go-to stamps, but they were just so sweet. And they're good for not only this challenge or this series, but also for Easter. And I had to get the boy and the girl. I found a couple of auctions or you know, yeah, auctions, I guess, for the lack of a better word, where they were separate. But then I found one that they had the both sets, both stamps together. I probably overpaid for both, but it is what it is. So they weren't too bad. They're both by Stampabilities, 2004, copyright 2004. And the girl is called Mrs. Quilted Bunny, GR1083, and the boy is called Mr. Quilted Bunny, GR1082. So let's see if you can see that. So yeah, and they're both Stampabilities and 2004. They're just really sweet, and they both measure about, let's see, from the widest point, a little bit over 1.5 inches in width, and about 2.5 inches, no, 2 3/4 inches tall for the bunny, for the boy, and for the girl, she's the same, 2 3/4. Yeah, for the same. They're both about the same size. Um, So the first card that I made is this one. It's a 4x4 card, I believe. Yeah, 4x4 square card. And I think it came out pretty cute. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to I did very light coloring on both the girl and the boy. I used a light blue on him, and in gray, warm grays, and light pink and warm grays. So basically, let me see the colors that I used. I used, I think, pale pink. Yeah, pale pink. I used these tri-blend markers, so I used my pale pink blend and my ice blue blend on them. So just the light shade. And then I took which one was it? My warm. I think it was my warm one. Yeah, warm one, not warm two. My warm gray one, and went all over it. And I did 2 coats on the boy, so he's a little darker in the face, to tone down all the blue. And then I just highlighted some of the blue because I wanted to go really light. And then, so for the background on the card, I used 2 papers from this paper pad by Studio Calico. I think this is it's an old pad because pretty much all my paper pad are old. I've been trying to use up all the old pads that I can. Let's see, which pad was it? I think I'll try to find you. Let's see. There should be another sheet of it in here somewhere. Take that back. I take that back. Okay, this pad, I used the beige color. The top, this beige color print is this. Here's the square that I cut out of it. And then I embossed it with this quilt embossing folder from Doris. This quilt embossing folder. And then I inked it with some white and some like picket fence and some pink and some blue. Not a lot, just very, very tiny. You could almost hardly not see it. And then for the background, I wanted to get pink and blue in here. And this is more of a teal, more of a mint than a blue, but I went with it. I got it from this paper pad by MME. I think that's, what company is that? I had it in my head and I can't remember now. My Mind's Eye. Yeah. I used 2 sheets of paper. Let me find. I used this sheet of paper. This really pretty, looks like wallpaper in some ways. The pink and the green, or the teal. I used both of these. And I cut a square out of both of them, and just with a trimmer. And then I cut the squares on an angle so that I would have 2 triangles like this. And then I used the 2 colors on my card so that I would have carry kind of the quilting vibe. And then I used Anna's favorite tool, and I kind of did the all around. And I did it a couple times. I don't know if there's multiple sizes of these tools. I got this one at Hobby Lobby. It was on sale for 50% off, and it originally was only like $2.99. So it was like, wow. But it doesn't really, I mean, it shows enough. It shows when I look at it closely, it shows most of the pink than the dark paper, but it's fine. On the cream color paper, I used a die. I used a wonky square die from MFT, which doesn't really show because it's embossed, so, and it's patterned, so it's pattern on pattern on pattern. So I could have gotten away with not using anything. And then I to finish it off, I put these 2 buttons on it, and they're not necessarily a true white button. They're kind of off-white, and I really like them because they go really well with this white, creamy white stamped image that I managed to get. And then of course my 2 little bunnies are in the center. And I didn't put a sentiment. I didn't put a sentiment on the inside of the card either. And the way I did the card is I took my wonky square frame, square die, and I first I took a piece of paper that's 4 by 8. I folded it in half, and then I positioned my die so that, let's bring out the die, so that, and this is before I put any of the pattern papers on it, so that it's a piece of tape on there. I'll put a little piece of pattern paper on it, so that when I put it on it, the cutting blade was just above the fold of the paper so that it wouldn't cut the folded section of the top at the top. So I would still have a fold at the top, but I would still get all the trimming, all the stitching marks on the card. If you notice, I didn't line it up super careful, so I got this didn't really, this lost its fold. So it's okay because this is, I may transfer it to another card. I put washi tape on this to hold the die down, and I have adhesive back there. So I may transfer it to another card. I'll try it again. But so that's the card that I made. I think it's cute. I think it needs something. I'm not sure. It probably needs a sentiment, so I'll probably add a sentiment for Easter, and I'll send it out for Easter. And then the tag that I made is, once again, I did a hinged, and this time I used a tag die, and I just did the boy, and I used more blues this time. I used these two colors again, the light blue and the warm gray. I added a button at the bottom here, and I inked some of the colors, and I put a rainbow color ribbon with sparkles, glittery ribbon at the top. I reinforced it with a circle punch that I had, and then I just double punched it. I put a hole punch, and then I punched a bigger hole, a bigger circle on top. And then I covered the whole thing with Winkle Stella. And then on the inside, to make it, since I had put the ribbon through both layers, I just folded it and scored it so that it could still open. And you could stand it up. And once again, here's how I did that. So here's my piece of paper that I cut so that it's just slightly wider than the tag. And I folded it in half, and in this case it's the width of the paper, so it's 8.5. I'm not worried about that it doesn't come all the way to the top. I'm going to position it there, and I'm going to just hold it at the bottom, just position it at the bottom, and I'm going to go over to my die cut and notice that the blade on the top, try to keep it even, the blade at the top is not going to cut the joint, the fold of the card at the top. You could try going, if you want to capture the piercing holes or the detail of the stitching on the die, you could try moving it down a little bit and still make it underneath that die lip. But in this case, I don't care to capture that. I'd rather capture the bottom edge. So that's why I'm going to, if I wanted to capture both the bottom and the top, I would have cut a bigger piece of paper and folded it in half so I could capture both the bottom and the bottom and the top. So now we try to peel the, oh, I broke. I lifted be careful with your washi when you're peeling it off. I just peeled it off and lifted up a little piece of the cardstock. But I could cover it with something, a critter or something. So now I have a tag that has the stitching marks on both sides, on the inside and on the outside, for a nice treat, a nice decorative finish to it, and it's joined. And the fact that the very top doesn't have anything is not a big deal for me. Making a bigger mess than, so I could put a I happen to have a little girl that I already have ready. So now I have a piece of this paper, and I can maybe do this. Let's take that same tag, grab this, and do something like this, and run it through. Just move this out of our way. Keep that in there. So we can position that like that. And since we put glue on that, or adhesive on that, there's a lot of little flyaways. There we go. And now we could take our little wheel and do this side. I can see some of the adhesive, trying to get rid of it. Okay. There we go. Let's see, do we have any other little pieces? I have a little piece from here. No, I don't want to do that. Where did I get that from? That. Let's see, what do I have that I could put in there? I have a couple of pre-stamped images. I got that. Looking through my little stash over here. I'm not sure, but I almost don't. I think that she's a little too dark, so I may have to stamp her again. But there's a cute little tag right there that I could work with and stamp a little sentiment. But this is my tag, and this is my card, and once I restamp her, I will put her here, probably maybe with a little stamp like that. Yeah, and I think on here I have a really nice ribbon to use. Check it out. Look at this. Isn't it cool? It's a little furry. That would be kind of cool. I wonder if I can, let's see. Let's see how this looks. I want it to be straight, so maybe if I do a straight like that. I love this ribbon. What is it called? It was $1 by the spool. It doesn't tell me what it is. I got it at Joann's. Yeah, it doesn't have any like a name to it or anything. It just is 100% polyester. But isn't it cool? It's just like a little fur trim. I like it. Here's what it looks like. It's not eyelash. It's really soft. cut it too close. It's rambling. Oops. I'll have to put more glue on there. See if I could get it to glue down more. But, okay. This video is turning out to be longer than I expected. You don't need to see me fuzz with the ribbon and stuff. So, I will post a picture of this if this turns out to be anything of value. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in to my card share, my card and tag share. Until next time, take care. Bye.